let's repot some succulents. G'day my lovelies, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. Today we are going to repot all the succulents that I took out of my green propagation box, and I have a lot of succulents here. It's been several days since I took them out, so they've had a bit of time to callus over, and I'm also going to be repotting my poor aloe vera, which I had indoors. It was doing great, giving me lots and lots of babies. Unfortunately, it got some root rot. I found that this summer I've been overwatering my plants. It's because the weather has been so strange in Melbourne. We've had very cool, even cold weather for summer. And unfortunately, I think I have overwatered several of my plants because I have found root rot on a couple of them. But the beauty with succulents is that you can chop them off and start again. If you can't see that, it's actually calloused over now, so that can be repotted. I have a tray full of succulents here, and really, I need to find homes for them. I'm going to keep some of them, and the rest I'm going to give away to people, whoever would like to have them. Friends, family, carers, and those that I can't give away, I'll probably put outside in the front and let people take. Let me just get myself organised, and then we'll start potting. Okay, I've got all these pots in different colours, so I'm just going to use whatever I've got. First, I'm going to decide which one I'm going to plant, and I think I might start with this one. It's got a great root system. It's very cute, isn't it? For anyone who's interested, I am using Osmocott cactus mix, or cactus potting soil. To be honest, one of the reasons I've decided to do this is because I want my tray back. This is my potting tray, and I'm having trouble doing anything because of it. That's one. Very floppy, as you can see, but that's just the plant. Always is floppy. I've buried it a bit deeper than I normally would have liked because it's so floppy. It might actually be a trailer for all I know. Quite possibly. But that's the first. I haven't decided if I should actually top these. I'm wondering if they're a little bit leggy because of being in the box and not having enough room. Well, he's got plenty of room now, so hopefully he will grow really well. This is a Greptiveria, I believe. If I can find the name, I'll put it on the screen, but I think it is a Greptiveria. It's got a very pretty kind of pinkish, bluish blush to it. This elephant bush grows like crazy. I've taken so many cuttings and it keeps growing. And really, I've already got quite a bit in the garden, so I'm not going to plant it. I'm going to give this one away. It's pretty. I could cut it again, but I'm just tired of cutting this because it grows so well. Oh, somebody can have it. They can plant it in their garden. Oh, more elephant bush. Oh, I could dig it into there. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So I just stuck it in the pot with the rest of it because honestly, I do not need any more of this, no matter how beautiful it is. Okay, I'm running out of small pots. I have to go bigger. So I might actually put more than one plant in together so that I can get rid of these. Too many plants. It's all very well propagating them, but then what do you do with them? I do sometimes put plants into the garden, but I've got too many. What do you think? Yeah, pretty big this one. I'm running out of room. I'm running out of room, but they're starting to go down, so that is good. Look at this. I really like this one. I want to keep one for me, but it's a little leggy, and I've decided I'm going to top it because this should be more of a rosette. So I've decided that I am going to cut this and propagate it, and I think the stem might even grow. I don't know. So I'm going to cut it right there. Oops. This can callus. And this, people won't want this, so I think I will put that in my pot box. Okay. It got a little hot, so I had to cool down. God, more elephant bush. Seriously, how much can I have? Maybe I'll keep that. This is one of my cute babies. This is my Echeveria glauca, which has callus, so I can plant that. How cute that is. So adorable, isn't it? Oh, I love that. I don't have enough small pots. What I might do is plant two things in one, and whoever wants it can then split it when they go home. Maybe even three things, because I'm going to run out of soil too. Okay, that's a combo pot for anyone who wants more than one plant. I'm seriously running out of room here. I have all these cuttings that I took out of my green propagation box. I have potted up a few and I've given some away already, so I'm very happy, but there are still quite a few more to get through. And surprisingly enough, Instagram decided to return your questions to me. Don't ask me why. So I'm going to be answering your questions as well while I repot. I found this gorgeous planter at Bunnings the other day and I just adore it. So I'm thinking I might put some of my succulents in it and keep it out here. But I might do that at the end. I don't know what to start repotting. I actually divided another, I think it's an Echeveria actually. If I can find the name of it, I will put it on the screen. It's kind of roughly, very cute. And look at that. Wonderful roots. And it almost has like a tuber, surprisingly enough. Down here, I have got some of this gorgeous Crassula marginalis left over, and that is definitely going in here. I'm trying to figure out what else I want to put in there. And I ended up taking off some of the babies from my Black Prince. That's one. I've put one in my big barrel planter and I've kept this one. It's strange actually, the Black Prince, if it doesn't get enough light, their leaves are really green. And these were quite green when I took them off because they were under the mother plant and just weren't getting enough sun. Now that they've been pulled apart, they're going back to this gorgeous kind of browny reddish colour. It really is one of my favourite succulents, I have to say. So I think I want to put that in this planter as well. Oh yeah, definitely. I will show you that at the end. At the moment I really just want to get rid of all these cuttings because my handyman is coming tomorrow, I think, to paint my deck. So I need to clear up some of the stuff I have here. And while I do that, I'll answer the first question, which is by Van City Plan Tay. Hi Kathy, do you have a recommendation for a good soil mix for euphorbia? I actually don't have any euphorbias, so I really don't. But my understanding is that they are like succulents or cacti perhaps. And if that is the case, then the best soil mix is always a cactus mix, something very chunky and sandy. So unfortunately that is all I can tell you. I actually don't make my own potting mix. I just use store-bought. I really like Osmocot. That is what I use for my indoor plants as well as for my succulents. There are two types that I buy. One is the premium potting mix for indoor plants, and then there is the cactus mix which I use for all my succulents and cacti. So far, 2 years later, my plants seem to love it, and I haven't had any issues with it, so I wouldn't have any hesitations in recommending either. I don't know where to start. This one is so big that I think I'm going to need a bigger pot for it, and I found one. Cool. The next question is from Emma Greenwood. Hi Emma, one of my favourite people on YouTube. She asked me if there was a fire, what plant would I try to rescue? Oh, I hate even the thought of it. I mean, obviously I'd get my animals out first. Oh, that looks pretty good actually. I was thinking about this question. I thought, God, what would I get out? Unfortunately, I would not be able to get the one I would really want to get out, which is my Monstera deliciosa. If you have watched any of my videos, you would know that that is definitely my favourite plant. If I couldn't get that one out, I think I would grab any peperomia that I could. But it would be such a difficult choice. I realised that my favourite plants are those that I have grown from small plants, like my Monstera, my macho fern, my peperomia obtusifolias, and they're all big plants now, so it would be a bit hard for me to rescue them. It would break my heart if I lost them. But because I would have trouble getting the big ones out, I would definitely grab as many peperomias as I could. And you'd probably have to stop me from going back inside and getting more. Because I hate the idea of my plants dying from fire. It's just an awful thought, isn't it? I think it'll be happier to be in a pot. And I think this one I'm going to give away. It's a nice big plant too, isn't it? What do you think? Looks pretty good. This one is going to a new home. Whoever wants it can have it. So that's the first one. Now I do have to say, my apologies to all of you for taking so long to answer these questions, but as I said, unfortunately Instagram decided not to show them to me. But I found them. Oh, my phone won't recognise my fingers because they got dirt on them. Okay, next question. Steve of Yeah, I Have Killed That has said, when you water plants, does the excess water drain the other direction down under? Yeah, and when we flush, we get a bath down there as well. Yeah, no, it doesn't. It drains away the same direction. I don't know why people always assume that. Oh dear. You do not have roots, so I am not going to pot you. Oh, yet another aloe, because I've got so many of them. Steve always makes me laugh, I must say. Plants of Minneapolis asked me what is my top tip for taking care of plants. My top tip would be research. Research, research, research. The more you know about your plants, the better equipped you are to look after them. That's my opinion anyway. I'm sure some people would say learn how to water your plants correctly, but really, if you don't know much about your plants, then you don't know how much water your plants would need. So definitely research. I have found that that is what has helped me the most with my plants, is just knowing what they need. Unfortunately, sometimes you do find contradictory advice, and that is difficult because then you don't know who's right and who's wrong, and sometimes it'll be trial and error. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Sometimes we will lose plants. I lose plants all the time. Well, okay, maybe not that often, but I do kill plants. But I also feel that is how I learn. That is how I learned what works, what hasn't worked with, say, a particular plant. This soil is warm because it's been outside. I really need to put it back in the garage. Okay, that is an aloe for whoever would like one. Next, more aloe veras, because I have got way too many. I was initially intending to put more than one plant in a pot, and I have done that, but I've decided I'm not going to now. I'm going to pot them up separately so that people can take just what they want and not everything. There's another baby and more leaves, because God knows I've got 1,000,001 leaves. I have this little baby aloe, and I did find some small pots this time that I'd forgotten I had. I bought these very crappy ones. They're soft plastic. These ones. I got them on eBay, I think. I had a lot of trouble finding really small pots anywhere else, so I thought I'll get these. Next question I had is, have I ever travelled outside of Australia, and if so, where? I have gone to Greece. My parents are originally from Greece. My dad took me there when I was 2, so obviously I don't remember that. It was to meet my grandmother, who was dying. And I also went back when I was 11 with my mum and my older brother. I didn't like it. The only thing I liked about Greece was seeing all the ancient ruins. I absolutely loved them. It was my favourite part. Unfortunately, I haven't really had a chance to do much travelling, mainly because I'm in a wheelchair, so it's not that easy. There's my aloe. The only other place I have been to is Hawaii. I went there because I'd watched far too many Elvis movies when I was a kid, and I had this impression of what Hawaii would be, and I went there, I think it was in the 90s. I found it too commercial for my taste and nothing like the films that I had seen, but the scenery was spectacular. It was just so beautiful. The food, the fruit, the Polynesian culture, I just loved all of that. We did get to do some trips around. It was Honolulu where we were staying. I do have a funny story to share though from our trip to Hawaii. I was there with one of my girlfriends, both Australian, and we were in a shop buying some clothes for the beach. And they said to us, "Yeah, we know what you Aussie girls are like. Don't take off your tops." Because we don't approve of topless bathing. Oh dear. But G-strings were okay. And I thought, really? And yeah, all Australians, that's what we do, right? We strip off our tops. Yeah. I mean, we do have topless bathing in Australia. Yes, no doubt about it, but not everyone does it. But we thought that was quite funny. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to split her again, and I think I'm going to. Oh, I've already done the damage, right? And actually I noticed that the section I have put in my barrel planter is doing quite well and has recovered, because these things are really tough. Oh, there we go. Nice and small. That's a bit more doable. And I think, oh, gorgeous. Okay, now before I get started in planting my new planter, I am going to pot up this. I don't know what this one is called, I can't recall, but this one, you touch the leaves and they fall off. It's so annoying. So it's not one of my favourites, I must admit, which is why I'm giving a lot of it away. And I was going to propagate all the leaves that it's given me, But frankly, I just don't want to do it anymore because I've got far too many of this plant as it is. Let me know where you guys have travelled. I love travelling vicariously through my friends. They often bring me back mementos and postcards. Oh, and there's a black prince. Wow, I've actually nearly finished. I don't have as much potting to do as I thought. If I showed you how many leaves I have here, it is crazy. Okay, that's that one. And there is also this one. This one's a bit better. Whoever wants it can have it. And this one. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 aloes because my aloe keeps giving me babies. Wow, look at that. I got rid of the tray. Yay, that's empty. Look at that. That's empty except for some of these leaves from this crazy plant, and I have far too many of them already. Okay, I took a break. Now I'm ready to do my planter. I'm just going to fill it up with some soil. And I have one more question that Gus from Gusty's Plants, hi Gus, he asked me several months ago. And the last time I did a repot with me, I answered it wrongly because I got the question wrong. So I thought I would answer it today. His question was, what unpopular plant do you love the most? I don't even know what is unpopular. Or perhaps most common plants seems to be everyone wants uncommon plants. I'm not going to call them rare because they're really not, but perhaps some of these common plants like snake plants, Dracaena trifasciata, because I love mine. I really do. I would love to get more and more of them. It's hard to find a lot of different species in Australia, but whenever I do, and if it's one that appeals to me, I would be quite happy to add it to my collection. I have, I think, 3 or 4 at the moment. I like that. So I would say that one is probably an unpopular plant that I love. Trying to figure out how to put this in here without losing all its leaves, because this Crassula marginalis just goes everywhere. And I think I said this before, I actually like to leave a bit of room for my succulents because they grow so fast outside, in Melbourne anyway. I think they even grow in winter, but I'm not 100% sure. It just seems that every time I look at them, they're bigger. I don't think I have any more questions, probably because I wasn't prepared to ask you guys for more questions since I don't trust Instagram anymore, and I didn't know when I would do some more repotting. So I guess we can talk about succulents. Beauty of succulents. Now tell me that isn't beautiful. It's like a rose, isn't it? That's why they call them rosettes. It's a little squished because it was stuck under the mother plant. This is a baby. I think the original plant I bought was probably as big as this. They're very generous succulents. They never stop giving. And I really love that about them. I get to spread them around, use them in different containers. As you can see, it's got some roots. So this should root very quickly and very easily in this planter. And if ever you lose any leaves, or if ever you want to take off a leaf, you should twist them like that. You get a nice clean, it's not even a cut, but they break off better this way and they root like this. If you end up snapping them, they don't root so well, if at all. Actually, I don't think they root at all. Whereas if you get a nice clean break like this will root. But I like to leave them to callus. You can just throw them on top of soil. Just don't water it straight away so they have a bit of time to callus. Sometimes it's a bit of delicate work, isn't it, to get the soil around the roots and not around the actual leaves. I don't know if there's an art to repotting. Sometimes I think I'm a bit rough. And sometimes I think I'm being far too delicate with some of these plants. But I do know that succulents don't care. They will root. You give them a little bit of soil somewhere and they will root. Just so different from the divas we have indoors, aren't they? I know some people struggle with them, and God knows I did when I had them indoors, but I don't have much trouble with them outside. And even indoors, I should say. I learnt my lesson that first year I had some. That is to just not overwater them. Just cleaning out, I think it's spider webs. Yeah, I don't think Charlene will enjoy this. I think Ernest will have to do that for her. If you look at this one, you think, oh, wow, it's so delicate, and it is, but it's so resilient. It's grown really well in my barrel planter, and even though it looks really sad now in this planter, I know that it will do really well, that it will root and it will flourish. I just love it. Oh, I really like this planter. Oh, I found these wonderful planters at Bunnings. They're just gorgeous. I've got another one, but I haven't decided yet what I want to plant in it. Oh, I think that is gorgeous. I love it. I will show you what that looks like in a minute. The last one I want to plant is this. This is a container I usually have indoors. It does not have a drainage hole, which I don't mind. I'm very careful when I water this. I had my Cressula Diane and blue chalk sticks in this, and they are growing like crazy now because I brought them outside. But I like having this on my windowsill, and I want to put a few more succulents in here to have a few more indoors, not just all these outside. And since I have some of this left over, I'm going to plant this and bring it indoors. I accidentally had left this outside, which was a big mistake because it was just soaking wet after it rained. So I never use pots without drainage holes outside, otherwise you have to check them all the time. But indoors, I can control how much water they get. I just make sure that I'm very careful with watering. And so far, I haven't killed anything in this, and it's been at least a year and a half, so I'm very pleased with myself. Obviously, I've learned something, right? Oh, she's going to look so cute. If it grows, if my Cressula marginalis grows indoors, which it should because it grows everywhere, and I think it'll do really well. When I initially bought it, I kept it indoors, but I didn't have it on the windowsill. So it grew and it did very well, but it will definitely grow better on the windowsill because it'll get a lot more light. And the windowsill I'm going to put it on is a north-facing one. And because we're in Australia, north-facing is the best light we can give our plants. So I know she will be happy there. I hope, anyway. No, she will be. Well, she has been growing outside, so she might not like going back indoors, but I guess we will find out. If I find she's not happy, and this is what I often do with succulents, is if they're not happy, I will put them back outside. I was just thinking what else to add to this little planter, and I'm thinking my Haworthia might be very happy in here. This is one of my Aloe Juvenas. I'm thinking that can go in there. There's this one. I had thought about putting it in there, but I don't like it. So no, I think that's enough actually. I'll show you a close-up, but what do you think? I just love the Black Prince so much that I'm very happy to have lots of babies of it so I can put it everywhere. And I think we're done. Oh, the only one I haven't decided what to do with is this lovely planter. It's actually a vase, but I want to use it as a planter. I've put some plastic down the bottom, but I'm trying to figure out how to pot this up because I really want to pot it up. It was a gift from my cousin Stacey. Hi Stacey. And I absolutely love it, but I'm not sure how to pot it without it getting all mushy down the bottom. And of course there's no pot that will fit in there. So if you've got any ideas what I should fill that up with, let me know. Okay, well I think I finished repotting, yay! And I'm going to show you now what my planters look like potted up. Let me know what you think of them. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that you take the time to watch my videos week after week. And as usual, if you like this video, you can give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please do consider subscribing to my channel. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend, and I will see you next time. Bye.